Hello, everyone. Welcome to the dance floor. I'm your host, Soulbag Greg. With me today is Noel Schrei,
Hello.
and today we're going to be reacting to another one of Max Lore's awesome videos. Puts a lot of time and effort in, and does a lot of amazing 3D animations for. This one is for Crimson Skies, another one of my favorite old FASTA properties. This particular video focusing on the Devastator. So yeah, Crimson Skies. If you don't know what Crimson Skies is, it is essentially like a diesel punk um, aerial combat game. That's an alternative universe of like the 1930s. So if you know anything about like like uh, the old like pulp stories from the 20s and 30s, a lot of high stakes, um, like pulp era heroes before the age of the comic book superhero, you had a lot of real kind of fantastical ideas and stuff in these magazines called the pulps because they were made off of like cheap pulp paper that was meant to be just thrown away. So they were kind of not really well looked upon, not really something like just like cheap thrills kind of thing. But in those stories was so many cool ideas of the day, and one of those ideas being the idea that everything revolves around aircraft. So, aircraft, zeppelins, everything is taken to the skies. And that is the world of Crimson Skies. I
Or more
personally got
like
involved with the,
or more like air pirates specifically,
yeah, air
more than
pirates, right? Right,
than
swashbuckling
aircraft.
adventures. Yeah, it's all kind of like, it's all kind of rounded out in like this big kind of pulp story of classic heroes and villains, Indiana Jones types, right? Swashbucklers, space. I was gonna say space pirates, sky pirates. Almost like Tailspin. If you guys
I
ever
mean,
watched that old Disney cartoon,
space pirates and sky pirates aren't that much different. Just
yeah, just different era.
their domains are different.
Yeah, but that was kind of the idea, right? Real fantastical ideas from the 30s, and that is in essence what Crimson Skies is. I personally got involved with Crimson Skies. Um, I want to say it was more because of the Xbox game that came out, the Crimson Skies Highway Road to Revenge. There was a PC version, which I know you're a big fan of. I played a little bit of the PC version, but I didn't really get a chance to really dive into it because later on, the PC builds I would have would make it impossible for me to run that older game. But I know you're a big fan of the game, right? That's how you got into Crimson Skies.
Yeah, it was the PC version of the game. And it's like and I got like a So my experience with Crimson Skies is actually limited to the PC game and the knowledge that Jordan Wiseman, I think, the
Yeah,
creator of the BattleTech series, also worked
yeah,
on Crimson Skies.
yeah.
And yeah, I never got to put I mean I bought High Road to Revenge recently, but I haven't gotten
Nice.
around to playing it.
Highly
But
recommend it.
my experience with Crimson Skies is the PC game.
Yeah, which played a lot more like a
It's
simulator.
mostly the PC game. Yeah, or like basically Ace Combat with propeller planes before Skycrawlers was a thing.
Yeah, 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 exactly. So, given our knowledge of Crimson Skies, I'm definitely gonna be interested. I'm pretty sure you will be as well in learning more about the signature plane of the franchise, the Devastator. Let's take a look at
I'm
what
excited.
Max Lore has for us today, delivered by high speed mail, apparently.
Yeah, it is delivered by high speed mail. This was before the internet. Keep
Yeah,
in mind.
it's before a lot of things.
So internet back then, airmail was considered high speed. Now, the idea of us communicating all the way from like Canada to from Ontario all the way to California was unthinkable.
Oh yeah, either that or
And
very very expensive per
yeah,
minute.
yeah, and here we are doing it and taking it for granted
Yep, as anime characters.
as anime characters.
All right, let's see what Maxlore has for us today.
From the nation of Hollywood to the Empire State, it's Aerotone News! In today's film, we continue our special series on those princes of the sky, airplanes, with the dastardly devious Devastator taking the center stage.
There it is.
Bane of both lawmen and rogues alike, this fighter plane totally doesn't look like a take on a space fighter from a science fiction film that won't be released for another 40 years. Learn the secrets, the history, and even the pilots of this X-Wing shaped fighter.
Gosh dang it, I just got the reference.
Max Lore.
Maybe that's why I like it so much. It reminds me of the X-Wing, and the X-Wing is like my favorite starfighter of all time.
This is the Crimson Skies.
When the
feeling
United
PC
States of
game.
America.
Oh, nice.
Also, Devastator is a push prop. It's a push prop
Yeah.
rather than a pull. Like most propeller planes are pull propellers.
Yeah.
Like in real life, they have experimented with push props. Like there's some real cool designs. Like I think Japan had like the Shinden, and
Yeah, the
the
Shinden,
US
they
had a
were
prop.
they were in development with
Had
that.
a, yeah, and the US had a push prop of its own, but none of these got off the ground because apparently the performance was lacking compared to full
Yeah.
propeller full prop planes.
Although I think the USSR had push prop bombers, didn't they? They had like 2 props
The thing I have
per
to
pylon. They had like 8 props total that were on the rear of the wing instead of the front of the wing.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, yeah. Look
I
that
just
up.
know
I'm
that
pretty sure they had that.
I just know that the Shinden and the U.S. Attempt at a push prop were not very successful.
Yeah,
But
and
weirdly enough, even so, the idea of a push propeller seems to resonate with artists a lot. That
well, it's such a cool looking.
people doing
It's such a
people
cool looking
doing World War
design.
II style designs
Yeah,
really like doing push props.
it's like a
Like
jet engine, but it's still a prop.
like the Senka in the Senka series in Skycrawlers. By the way, if you ever watched the Skycrawlers when we were playing the game, they they do ridiculous stunts that propeller planes cannot do in real life.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I've watched
Yeah,
the
like
film. I never played the game because I think it was only available on the Wii, which I didn't have. But
yeah, I played the game.
I wish I had that game. It looks really cool. Made by Team Aces, so it's definitely something I
Yeah,
probably
it's
would have
made by
got it.
Project,
I would have been into.
and it was the first game where you could do the Cobra. Like the first game made by an Ace Con team where you could do the Cobra for
Yeah.
real, and not like a canned maneuver in Assault Horizon,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which we don't talk about by the way.
Why am I blanking on Assault? Oh, yeah. We don't
Assault
talk about that.
Horizon.
So I'm gonna stream Assault Horizon someday, just for the pain. Although the game itself wasn't really itself wasn't really bad. It was the horrible on rail stuff they
There's
forced you to do. If they would have taken that out, it
yeah
wouldn't have been that bad of a game.
yeah. I'm not like the helicopter gunnery and like the C-130. Get rid of that shit. It's like if you try to play those on ace difficulty, it's pain.
I'll take
It
your
is
word for it.
absolute pain. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I'll play a lot of games on
you
ace
can't
difficulty. I
dodge.
won't play that on ace difficulty.
Yeah, because you can't dodge stuff. So you have to like shoot fast. If you don't, then you're just gonna accumulate damage and it doesn't regenerate.
Yeah.
And the game is designed around regenerating health,
Yeah.
which really sucks in Assault Horizon. If you're trying to play Assault Horizon the highest difficulty.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Before we continue, by the way, I just want to mention that, like, on the PS3 side of Assault Horizon, I held the world record for the final mission of the game for a whole
Really?
3 weeks before someone broke it.
That's cool.
Yeah. because nobody had the foresight. Like, everybody was using F-22s or something,
Yeah.
or the Pack FA to clear that mission. No one had the foresight to use an F-16. So I just used an F-16 on Ace difficulty,
Oh, well, there you go.
and I got the world record for like 3 weeks before someone else was like, I can do that too, and then they broke it.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Began to collapse in 1930. It took with it the promise of the automobile, that being the means to cross the vast distances of North America with ease. The national highway system, which was under development at the time, fell into disrepair, or parts of which were deliberately sabotaged in the continuous conflicts between the new nations of America.
Yep.
The federal railway system didn't fare much better, as the destruction wrought by the numerous and unending border wars between the states rendered rail transport all but completely unusable. But the needs of commerce had to continue. Goods still needed to be transported from one place to another, and if the solution couldn't be found through conventional methods, then perhaps one could be found in the skies of America. Airplanes and the concept of aerial travel began to, pardon the pun, take flight by this time. Gyro taxis, aerobuses, and
what was that? What was that there? Let's see. What did he put there?
Airplanes take flight for the first time.
Of aerial travel began to, pardon the pun, take flight by this time.
I lied. I apologize for nothing.
Aerobuses, and massive cargo zeppelins became the premier way of moving goods and people across the vast and politically fractured lands of North America. But a unique problem had arisen with the rise of air travel.
Yeah.
So my history might be spotty here, but in the real world, these things, the reason why this didn't happen is because of the Hindenburg.
Yeah, I don't exactly know why Zeppelins didn't fully take off. The Hindenburg was probably was such a was such like a oh gosh, how do I describe that? It was so ingrained in the public conscience that any idea of like Zeppelins for transport kind of went out the window at that point.
The Hindenburg disaster basically made everybody so fucking terrified of Zeppelins that they swore off them. Even though okay, so you might want to correct me on this, but like another factor in why the Allies won World War One, for example, is their balloons had used helium, which is not as explosive as hydrogen. The Germans used hydrogen, so their balloons were very flammable, and the Hindenburg, to my knowledge, also used hydrogen. So
yeah, I believe that was part of the reason why it went up so easily is because of the hydrogen that was in it, not the. Yeah, it didn't have helium. So if they had a helium, the story might have been different.
Yeah. So in America, balloons were used helium, so they were much safer. But that didn't change that people were just irrationally afraid of dying on a balloon.
Yeah.
And that was what scared everyone off balloons.
Yeah, I can believe it. Yeah, that's not that. That is an image you don't forget.
Yeah. So this timeline assumes that the Hindenburg did not explode, probably.
That doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
That no one could have predicted. A quandary based on one of the oldest of human motivations. Greed. Piracy had returned in force to the world. However, instead of ancient wooden sailing ships on the high seas, these pirates used armed airplanes to hijack cargo zeppelins and make away with their loot to neighboring states, where they could not be prosecuted by their victims. These early successes would lay the foundation for the pirate gangs that would continue to plague honest, and not so honest, traders well into the late 1930s.
Gosh, I love all the designs in the air. That's so cool.
But the new nation states of America could not let this stand. Piracy, by its...
You know, it's been so long since I played the game, I don't remember if she's a character in High Road to Revenge.
Oh,
Um,
because she's a major character. She's a really important character in the original game.
yeah, I don't know if she makes a return, but I definitely want to get back to streaming that game. So I guess I'll find out soon.
Yeah.
Very nature was bad for business. In order to defend their financial interests, the American nations began subsidizing air wings to defend their territories. In addition, letters of marque were issued to certain pirate groups to ensure the safe transport of the cargo of one nation, while allowing them to attack others, much like the privateers of old.
Yep.
By 1937, the situation in the American skies had stabilized, somewhat.
Yeah,
Piracy
stable
was tempered
as.
heavily by the national.
Oh no,
Considered stable.
I missed the message there.
For,
Let me go back here.
It said for a fossil. It said for a fossil
Stabilized,
universe. This is
somewhat.
considered stable.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a
if
good
you
one.
guys know BattleTech,
Yeah.
yeah, this is about as stable as it gets.
Piracy was tempered heavily by the national militias, but certain bold and enterprising individuals could still hunt down
the
their
red ones
fortune
are
as
the
an
heroes,
aerial
by the way, the
pirate.
fortune hunters.
Of
Yeah.
course, if one wishes to indulge in such dangerous but lucrative business, the right kind of plane is needed to attack Zeppelins and dogfight effectively against their aerial fighter guardians. One such plane being the Hughes Aviation P-21J Mark III Devastator.
Ah, there it
The
is.
Devastator line are old workhorses from the early 1930s, having
yeah,
undergone constant revisions and upgrades in the years.
Yeah, the Devastator
I don't know
here.
if this.
The Devastator here, it's almost like a mix between the size of like a what is it the size of a P-47, the overall like shape and design of the Shinden, and the four wings of an X-wing all merged into one.
So I don't know how well this craft would actually perform in real life. I don't know how feasible its aerodynamics is, or if they can attain enough power to match its game power counterpart. But I do know this, that it's the starting craft in in the base Crimson Skies game.
Yeah, same for
And,
the
even
same for the High Road to Revenge.
yeah, and even though it's the starting aircraft, it's a lot of the time there's not much reason to switch, because it's actually overall much better than every other plane in the game. The only other there's like free planes, there's like free planes in the game that are worth flying, and the Devastator is one of them. The Blood Hawk, and the third one I don't remember what the third one was. But like, if you ever play multiplayer Crimson Skies, you're only ever gonna see those free specific planes.
Right. Yeah.
Because yeah.
Hey, Mahuja, good to see you, dude. Hope you're doing well. Hindenburg was kind of inevitable, and helium was not the solution given the performance penalty. I don't know a whole lot about the inner workings of Zeppelins and what would make like the best solution for the time, but yeah, the Hindenburg
I just
definitely
know
was
that's
something that got ingrained into the collective conscious, and yeah. I mean, I don't want to be on this
helium
Zeppelin.
was the reason.
You mean hydrogen?
I just know that the Allies, the helium was the reason that the Allies had a huge advantage in terms of balloon capability in World War One, because even if the balloons go down, it's nowhere near as explosive as the Germans were. You just simply like so much as lighting a match could light the entire balloon on fire. Because they did not have access to helium.
Interesting.
So they
I
had to
actually
use
didn't know that.
hydrogen. That's my limited knowledge of World War One. I don't even know if it's correct, but that's that was my knowledge from Wings of Glory.
Nice.
Which,
well, if
but Wings of Glory is still somewhat accurate to still matches history.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sure you guys will let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not an expert.
Tends to make it competitive with newer fighter craft, a task which it has continued to excel in. What is interesting was that, at the time, experts mocked the Devastator's design, as it had no tail on its fuselage and used a pusher-prop engine, both radical ideas to airplane design at the time. One expert even went so far as to call it the product of a fevered imagination.
I
But they
mean,
quickly became quiet when the Devastator
not
ended
wrong.
up outperforming every other plane it was put up against during its trial runs.
hell yeah.
The Devastator's engine was originally a 12-cylinder Wright Cyclone, which gave it a top speed of 230 miles per hour. Perhaps a decent model in its time, but was considered to be
Hughes
underpowered
Aviation,
by the
is that still
mid-late
Howard Hughes?
1930s.
I would imagine
So by
it
the
probably
time
would be.
Hughes upgraded the design in 1935, they swapped it out with the Tornado G450 engine, able to kick up the top speed to 270 miles per hour at 1,468 horsepower.
Huh.
It must also be mentioned that the Mark II Devastator had the option to go turbo, as it increased its speed for short bursts at a time, while the Mark III could achieve the same effect by installing an engine equipped with a nitro booster.
I see.
A plane with a name such as Devastator couldn't really live up to its
waifu
name if it
spotted.
didn't have the ability
Gypsy
to
magic.
devastate its targets. Its original Mark I configuration had the plane carry twin Anderson 50 caliber cannons, with the Mark II redesign changing the loadout
Oh,
to
hold on,
two
what was that
dual-
note there?
The plane carried twin Anderson 50 caliber cannons.
Fun fact, the original core books say the cannons were nose mounted, but as every official depiction of the devs are wing mounted, so I just kept them on the wings here on the Mark 1. Yeah, I remember them being on the wings. They weren't really spread far
Yeah.
apart. You know, they were close to the fuselage, but I don't ever remember them actually being physically on the fuselage.
I would have preferred them on the fuselage. But
I mean, sure, more centerline, but I mean, it's still pretty close.
It is pretty close. One thing
With
I
the
didn't
Mark
like
II
about the
redesign
game.
changing
Oh, yep.
One thing I didn't like about the PC game. This is an issue that I don't think High Road to Revenge has. But
Mhm.
like, so you get 4 cannons, like four cannon points, but that's two that's 2 pairs of cannons, but you can't link fire them. You can only fire one set of cannons at a time, which is really lame.
I mean,
So
I think that's also the
yeah,
same in High Road to the Revenge. Like each one fires like cycles. They don't fire in sync. So each cannon is like
I mean, like no, as
you
in
know,
like
they're all not shooting at the exact
no,
same
I
time.
mean
They're all cycling.
no, as in like you can only fire one set of cannons at a time. You can't fire
Oh.
all of them at once.
Oh yeah, no, that's
It's like
no. Anytime you squeeze the
yeah,
trigger on the
like
Devastator and High Road to Revenge, they all shoot. They just all cycle
yeah,
differently, but they
like
all shoot together.
yeah, like how in World War II planes like the P-51 or like basically any allied fighter with wing-mounted guns. You just pull down trigger and fires like six machine guns that you just rain 6 machine guns down on somebody,
Yeah,
and not just like 2 of them.
yeah. See, the Blade Storm. Where's the ammo stored for the guns? Is it under the pilot? Man, I don't know. This is old school FASA. For all I know, it was loaded inside the landing gear. Whatever place gave them the most critical slots.
You know, I never thought about where the ammo was stored.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I would imagine it probably stored somewhere inside the fuselage. Heck, maybe it is under the pilot. It very well could be.
but knowing planes, you don't have to worry about ammo racking or ammo explosions because if the plane loses a wing, you're probably dead anyway. Probably have to might as well just
Well, you gotta
ditch the
bail out.
plane. As
the
these things
loadout
are
to two
flimsier
dual
than
30
battle
cal.
mechs.
Oh yeah, aircraft will always be flimsier than battle mechs. Okay, so here we go. The Mark One had 250 cals. The Mark II has 4 United munitions for. Was that 30 cal? I thought it said 50 cal.
Caliber guns,
It's
with
30
the
cal.
option to be upgraded to
Oh,
3
30
dual
cals.
30 caliber guns. However,
Oh,
it needs
wow.
to be noted that the source for the caliber to
I
these
should
machines
add a. Okay, so they put 30 cal machine guns, but you know something, in game the gun you want to use is like the 50 or 70 cal,
Yeah.
which because the 30 cals actually don't have a lot of stopping power.
Oh yeah, that's why I was surprised they weren't just
Like
50 cals off the bat.
yeah,
The source in question
yeah,
is the Prima Games HRTR strategy guide. They state them as 30 cals, whereas the manual simply doesn't. Though it's possible the author could have just asked the devs at it's possible the author could have just asked the devs at the time. Yeah, there you go.
yeah. In universe, I'm sure that they prefer the 30 cals because for reasons maybe like maybe logistically it made more sense. But in game, just use 50 or 70 cals.
Yeah, I don't
Like
like.
you want to down the other you want to down the other guy as quickly as possible and then move on to the next guy.
Hmm. Maybe it was ammunition. Oh, check stream category. Thanks. Um. Yeah, let me fix that real quick. I forgot I still had
Rogue.
Rogue on there.
Yeah, we're playing
I'm
Rogue.
playing Rogue,
We're
guys.
playing
Rogue Skies. That needs to be a game.
we've we managed to sneak in a Devastator from Crimson Skies into Rogue.
Yep.
We'll see how that stupid cockatrice likes being shot up by machine guns.
Yep. Okay.
50 caliber machine guns.
Yeah. Maybe 30 cows were more common in the 30s. I'll have to look that up. I just know that a lot of the more quote unquote modern World War II aircraft used by the by us the Americans, a lot of them were defaulted at 50 cal, like in the P-51 and the P-47.
Yeah, I would assume like when they like a lot of these stock configs used in process games, like if they are using like guns that you would consider like not great, it's probably because in universe logistically it makes sense for them because they can repair or reload that gun very easily,
Yeah.
and there's plenty of ammo for it.
Well, at least in this universe,
Versus
at least in this universe, the machine guns fire farther than 90 meters.
yeah,
We can at least rely on that.
but yeah, the thing about the in-game in Crimson Skies is logistics does not matter. You do make money, but that it's the economy model is very simplified. You just use it to upgrade your plane. You just use the money to upgrade your plane. You don't use it to you don't spend money on like buying ammunition or anything.
Yeah, no, it's just you meant to go in and have fun. Don't worry about all the this game wasn't made by From Software. We don't have to worry about that stuff. Just go out and have
Oh
fun.
god, can you imagine? Can you imagine if From Software made an Ace Combat game or similar? They will charge you up the wazoo for
Yeah.
using QAMs, and then everybody will be like using like the shitty A9Js because they cost like nothing to use.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If they were to make a Area 88 game like that today, it would probably be the same thing. You'd have to make economic choices. Yeah. Like, do you want your ejector seat to work? that was an issue in one of the episodes. Like, one guy wasn't able to eject because he couldn't afford to pay for it, and he ended up well, I mean, if you watch that episode, you know what happened to him.
I saw that episode already. Yeah. That was kind of brutal.
It was rough.
What happened?
Yeah.
But you know what? The manga is even more ridiculous. You know that in the manga, okay, the commander in Area 88, I forgot his name, Saki, I think, Saki Bashtar.
Yeah.
He actually does fight. He does fly a plane every now and then. He does fight.
Hmm.
And there was one chapter where he was temporarily blinded.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he managed to land his plane while blind.
Damn. That
I don't,
is
yeah,
that's hardcore right there. Hats
yeah,
off to
that
that
is
guy.
hardcore. Yeah, and that's the commander of Area 88.
Yep.
Guns
I
may or
have no
may
idea
not be
how he managed
accurate,
that.
though it
I
would
would
make
have
sense as to why
died
the Mark
if I
II
tried
could
to
be
land
easily
blind.
upgraded from 4
Yeah.
guns to 6 if it was. When the Devastator Mark III was introduced, the standard factory loadout was changed yet again to twin dual 40 caliber guns, though like with most planes, they could be changed out afterwards according to the pilot's preference. Rockets and missiles are also a part of the Devastator's devastating arsenal, with 8 hardpoints on the underside of the bottommost wings. It can outfit a wide range of ordnance from conventional rockets, bombs, and even aerial torpedoes for taking down zeppelins. Once
Nice.
again, the Devastator Mark II was unique among its sisters, as in its adventures with the Fortune
Hey,
Hunters,
there it
they
is.
could be seen mounted with a magnetic missile launcher,
Yep.
which fired, as you could guess, magnetic homing missiles. But whether
The MML launcher is extracted from HRTR thanks to a kind soul from the CS Discord. Nice.
Yeah,
this
so
was a standard
this weapon, this weapon
Yeah.
wasn't in the in the PC game.
Yeah.
Instead, there was this weird and useless weapon. Like you needed 2 weapons. One was like a tag, like a weapon that could tag the enemy.
Yeah.
Like a tag rocket, and then the other one was the seeker rocket.
Interesting.
And
So it was almost like a narc beacon,
yeah.
huh?
Yeah, so you tag the guy and then you fire the seeker missile. It's like, and that seemed kind of useless to me, so I just used regular rockets instead.
Yeah, they definitely used
Yes.
this, like they definitely leaned onto this as your secondary for a more punchier attack in the High Road to the Revenge, which worked pretty
Yeah, because
well.
I think they recognized the seeker was kind of useless.
Yeah.
I get what they're trying to go for, but it was like if you can aim a narc beacon at somebody, you can aim a rocket at them. So what's the point?
Yeah, it's like the whole narc beacon concept that works for giant targets, like they're big, slow, stompy robots, not for nimble, agile aerial fighters. It's like, yeah, that concept
just
doesn't
hit 'em
quite
with a
work out.
rocket.
Just hit him with a rocket if you have to shoot him twice.
Yeah.
upgrade open to the public or an option provided by the Fortune Hunter's longtime friend, Dr. Fassenbinder, is not known. Though it should be pointed out that the Raging Cajuns gang and their Dolphins had triple magnetic missile launchers. However, by the Mark III, the missile loadout was changed again back to fielding
Yeah, that
8
was
missile hardpoints
that was
that could
specifically in High Road to the Revenge. Perhaps
I can imagine.
Perhaps the MMLs could still be fielded on the Mark IIIs as an aftermarket option? Or maybe the Fortune Hunters took newer tech and used it on the Mark IIs. Again, customization is big in Crimson Skies. I would love to get books of like the original Crimson Skies board game. I never got to get involved with it when it was being published at the time, but I would love to go and just like pick up copies and kind of see how the game played. And I would definitely love to do like a Crimson Skies style game using one of the RPGs that we have, either either using the oh shoot, what was that RPG system that we have? Either
Wait, Crimson Skies doesn't have its own role-playing system?
I believe it's a
I
board
thought it
game.
did.
I believe it's a board game. I don't think
I
it
thought
was a
also
role
has
play
a
system.
role-playing.
I don't know, but I would like to find out though, because this universe seems super fun.
Well,
Like I know somebody created a Savage Worlds version of this game a long time ago. I don't know where to find it now, unfortunately, but it feels like something that would probably fit with Savage Worlds. Same thing with
were you
the
thinking also?
the Warbirds game that we have, the RPG. Like this is right up that game.
Warbirds.
This is right up that system's alley. Like the base game was built like for this style of gameplay.
Yeah, Warbirds feels like a copy of this, to be honest, except
Yeah.
role-playing oriented rather than board game oriented.
Yeah.
Also, I looked up like the Ace Connect Discord just to be sure, and the free top lanes in the PC Crimson Skies is the Devastator, the Bloodhawk, and the Fury.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because I remember talking on the Ace Connect Discord about Crimson Skies a while back when I was playing it.
Yeah.
Accommodate a wide variety of ordnance. This versatility in armament has aided in prolonging the Devastator's lifespan. As while it cannot compete with more modern fighter craft such as the Bloodhawk, the Devastators can be
magic.
used quite
Oh, the Bloodhawk.
effectively in the
Oh,
fighter
it's
bomber
sputtering.
role.
It's
On the
sputtering?
topic of lifespan, though,
Yeah, it's bothering for me.
Oh.
Maybe I need to turn off and on stream. Try again.
Okay. Let's see. Where did it start sputtering?
Yeah, it's just as Gypsy Magic started showing up.
Okay, let me go back to here.
this versatility in armament has aided in prolonging the Devastator's lifespan. As while it cannot compete with more modern fighter craft
Waifu
such
counter.
as the Bloodhawk, the Devastators can be used quite
Yeah,
effectively in the
Gypsy
fighter
Magic's a
bomber
waifu
role.
apparently.
On the topic of lifespan, though, versatility is not the only reason why the Devastator has stuck around the American air scene as long as it has. Even though Hughes Aviation has begun the process of phasing out manufacturing the fighter, they instead have made a deal with the Free Colorado-based DeBruin Company, a longtime parts supplier for the Devastator, to officially manufacture the aircraft.
Ah.
This is particularly important as the Devastator has been reported to have over 1,500 aircraft still in service, with most of the air forces of the American
I'm not
nation-states
rendering
fielding
1,000
only some of
aircraft
them.
for this scene.
However, beginning in 1936, Hughes Aviation debuted the Bloodhawk,
So
which
the
resulted in the
Devastator's
private
basically the
resale
F-16
market
of this
utterly
world.
exploding for the Devastator, presumably as militias were looking to offset the cost of upgrading their fleet by selling off their old Devastators. As one could guess, many of these interested buyers on the market were actually air pirates. And by
Of
allowing
course.
for a company based in Free Colorado, a nation-state well known for its reputation as a pirate haven to manufacture more Devastators and Devastator parts, has led the aircraft to become a remarkable favorite among those who seek their riches through ill-gotten means. Some of the more infamous pirate gangs to use the craft have been the Sun Children, the Communist
There's a
Freedom
cat right
League,
there.
and the Red Skull Legion, particularly its preferred usage by the Red Skull leader, Jonathan Genghis Khan. The Whitney's Neglect, as Khan calls his Devastator,
Yeah, I don't remember him in
extensively
High
modified
Road to
swap out
Revenge.
the 440 caliber machine guns
That one's
for
got
three
three
60 caliber
calibers.
cannons.
Or that's
to
one- that one's
offset
got-
this
that
increase
one's
in
got three 60
firepower
cals.
and, more importantly,
don't
weight.
remember him at
Whitney's
all.
Neglect has lighter armor and a less powerful engine that redlines at 250 miles per hour versus the stock 270 miles per hour.
Ah.
Of course, though, when talking about Devastators and pirate gangs, there is only one group that absolutely has to be mentioned.
The Fortune
Nathan
Hunters.
Zachary and his pirate gang, the Fortune Hunters. The number of
These are the
adventures the
protagonists
Fortune Hunters
of
have
both
gone into with the
games.
Devastator are innumerable.
Gypsy
A
Magic.
brief sampling of
Yep.
their outings with the aircraft are the finding of Sir Francis Drake's lost treasure, thwarting the British takeover of the Kingdom of Hawaii, and blowing open the Sacred Trust conspiracy. There is one adventure, or
That was
perhaps
the plot of the,
misadventure,
first
that
game.
demonstrates the abilities of the
okay.
Devastator while under the employ of the Fortune Hunters. That being the attack on the HMS Burlington. The Burlington was a British Zeppelin containing, as Nathan Zachary put it, enough cash to pay all the King's men stationed in Dixie. For this heist, Nathan and the Fortune Hunters were working with fellow air pirate Lucas Miles to steal the Zeppelin's money for themselves. The plan, as it was originally intended to be, was to have Lucas and his own Zeppelin attack the HMS Burlington to soften up their defenses, while the Fortune Hunters and their Devastators would take out the British Zeppelin's engines, which would allow them to board and hijack the loot. But Lucas Miles had other ideas.
Uh-oh.
As Nathan Zachary and his gang attacked the Burlington's engines, dodging and engaging the British fighters and machine gun turrets, Lucas maneuvered his Zeppelin between them and the Pandora, the Fortune Hunter's own Zeppelin and home base. Without warning, Lucas fired his broadside cannons into the Pandora, nearly killing her in the opening salvo.
Damn.
Zachary, never one to let shock and awe stun him for too long, ordered his crew to break off the attack on the Burlington to go after Lucas's Zeppelin directly. And easily displaying his trademark quick wit, he began forming a plan to strike back and win the day. The fortune hunters would
What are those
arm
weapons on
aerial
those
torpedoes
pylons there?
aboard their Devastators and make a mad
Music
charge
is also
towards
from the game.
Miles. Dodging the impressive amount of anti-air
Yeah.
fire from his Zeppelin, the fortune hunters closed into
Also,
point-blank range and launched their explosive torpedo payloads.
Oh, okay. They were yeah, they definitely weren't bombs because they shot them upward into the Zeppelin.
This did not happen in the game. I think this was part of the backstory for the game, for the PC game.
Oh, okay.
Also,
It happened a bit
if I
differently.
remember right, in game
It happened a
Sorry,
bit
what's
differently.
that?
It happened a bit differently.
this was the backstory for the game, for the PC game, and you don't
Oh,
actually see it happen
you actually
on
don't.
screen.
Oh, okay.
But it's mentioned as part of the story. Also, in game, if I remember right, the Devastator can't carry torpedoes. You needed a heavy fighter to carry them.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what are those? I didn't know they could
Yeah,
carry that kind of
I
arsenal.
don't.
Or maybe they can
Yeah,
in the lore, and they
yeah.
just like for balancing reasons, maybe they don't have that available in any of the games. Like maybe
Yeah,
maybe they can carry
maybe,
them
but,
like in the board game.
But it's still possible for a fighter like the Devastator to blow up a Zeppelin. Like at least in game.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah,
you
Zeppelins
had to
in
shoot
game
the
are a lot
cannons
more
from
Zeppelins in game are a lot more resilient than
like
the Hindenburg.
yeah.
You
In game
you
you had
sneeze
to
and that thing
destroy.
goes
You
down.
had
These things you got
to
to shoot it with real heavy ordnance.
you had to shoot the cannons as they opened up to and cause internal ammo explosions to blow up the Zeppelin. That was what you had to do instead. So you didn't have to use a torpedo to destroy a Zeppelin.
Mm.
You just had to blow up its cannons, and the AI will always be popping those things open.
Yeah.
The aerial torpedoes needed time to arm themselves after launch. They instead penetrated the gas bags of Miles' Zeppelin. And after a short time, they exploded, taking out Zachary's one-time friend in an explosion that Tex, one of the fortune hunters flying with Zachary at the time, describing the explosion as the biggest firecracker I've ever seen. And that was the end of
I
Lucas
apologize for
Miles,
my terrible
or
Texas
so I
accent.
thought. But that's another much longer story entirely.
Oh,
In this one battle, we could get a solid view as to the capabilities of the Devastator in its natural environment, that of a swiftly
This is gonna
changing
spoil
aerial
the
battle.
plot of the PC
To summarize, the
game, 'cause,
aircraft in the hands of the
if it
fortune
does,
hunters
then
was
you're
able
gonna know
to
what happens
swiftly
in the PC
dodge
game.
anti-aircraft fire, dogfight effectively with the fighter pilots of the Royal Air Force, and even be able to take out a Zeppelin with its ability to load aerial torpedoes. The Devastator may be old, but she's still got more than enough left in her to put up a solid fight. While Hughes Aviation's
correct me on
Bloodhawk
this,
may
by
be
the
the new
way.
darling.
oh, what's that?
Somebody can correct me on this. Somebody can correct me on this. By the way, it's like I don't remember the Devastator being able to carry torpedoes. I might be wrong on that.
Yeah, I don't remember that
So-
being an option for the Devastator in any of the games that I played. It may be a tabletop game change, but
Or maybe or
waifu.
maybe it's something unique.
We got a new
to,
waifu.
Yeah, or maybe it's something unique that the Fortune Hunter could do that in universe.
Yeah.
That,
I just know they had the Black
yeah.
Swan on the plane. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be
So,
just like
yeah.
purely lore based, and then for gameplay wise, they may have not just included for balancing reasons. Maybe
Yeah.
it could be that could be it.
Black Swan, by the way, is the name of a character.
Nice.
It's an important character in the story. As one of Zachary's old planes.
Yeah. So you looked it up. Hindenburg had a
If anyone was
payload
wondering.
capacity of 9.5 tons. Using helium, it would have 15.8 tons, i.e., it wouldn't fly. Interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's all
So
expertise
it would need to be
that I
redesigned.
yeah, it wouldn't be able to fly with helium with the way they had built. So Zeppelins are not my area of expertise. I only know about them above NASCAR races and shooting at them in Crimson Skies.
Child in its
I mean,
fleet.
they show up a
It
lot
follows
in
a path that the
motorsports.
Devastator had blazed for it long ago. There is, after all, a reason why there have been at least 3 revisions of the aircraft by the time of 1937.
It's because the
To
aircraft's
best
awesome.
summarize the Devastator, let us turn to a quote from Navajo Raider Red Sky, as printed in the spring 1937 issue of Air Action Weekly. Some planes age gracefully and are retired. The Devastator is anything but graceful, and is fighting retirement tooth and nail.
Oh, that's a good quote, actually.
A very accurate description of the Devastator indeed.
So the Devastator is like the S16 then. S16 is literally like 50 years old, 60 years old now.
Yeah. Oh, dog.
Still flying.
Waifu pictures.
Dog and waifu. Yeah, the F-16 is still 60 years old, still flying. It's
Yep.
the most widely produced fighter plane, the second widely produced fighter plane on the planet. The first was the MiG-21.
Obligatory cat photo. Nathan Zachary.
Nathan Zachary is us.
Yep.
We're Nathan Zachary.
We are Nathan Zachary.
He's a player character for both games.
Yeah, this is so cool.
This music,
I love this. I love this like this genre, you know. The diesel
this music,
punk.
I don't know if it came from the game directly or if it was a rearrange.
Well, they show it right here. The different music. Some of it are, you know, they got all the music titles here.
Yeah.
So it says Crimson
Maybe
Skies
maybe
OST.
it is
So
from the music.
it probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crimson Skies core books, Warriors of the Air. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up. Fastest Studios, Zipper
Genshin
Interactive.
Impact.
I remember Interactive and Microsoft. Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, those art. uh, well, that was Max Lore's history for the amazing Devastator for Crimson Skies. I hope you all enjoyed it. It was definitely a fun one.
If you ever play the game, always bet on Devastator. When
Yeah.
in doubt.
Oh, yeah. If any of you out there
Like,
have any suggestions for us to watch any other videos to do reactions for, just leave them down in the comments. And once again, until then, next time, see you here on the dance floor. Take care, everyone.
yeah. Well, later. And thanks for having me.
Yeah. Pleasure to have you on.